Negotiations.
We are focusing on immigration right now. We're going to talk a bit more about that. The news this morning that the number of EU citizens arriving in the UK hit an all-time high in the year to June. Overall net migration to the country also close to record levels over the same period. What might these numbers mean? We're joined by Saira Grant, the Chief Executive of the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants. Saira, welcome to you. What do you make of these numbers?
Well, net migration has actually stayed stable. In fact, it's gone down by 1,000 people. So, there's no statistical significance there. But what we do see is, of course, that this relentless, ill-judged pursuit of the net migration target is resulting in counterproductive immigration policies. I mean, we've seen today revealed that there's almost 100,000 EU applications outstanding at the Home Office that haven't been processed because people are so uncertain and so anxious about their future in this country. And increasingly today also sees further policies that are damaging social cohesion and integration. Two further new policies come into force, Colin. One is the criminalisation of landlords, and the other is for immigration cases, people will be removed out of the country before they're allowed to appeal. It's these kind of policies that are destroying social cohesion and integration.
Saira, as you say, the overall figures are broadly the same, but actually if you drill down into the figures, there are things that are worthy of a bit more elaboration, aren't they? I mean, for instance, that 284,000 figure, this is EU nationals who are moving from other EU countries to the UK. That's a record high. I mean, it's difficult to extrapolate what may be going on, but it may be the case that some people in Italy, Poland, Romania think, OK, the shutters in the UK are about to come down, it's time to move.
I mean, it may be, but it really is too early from these figures to tell, because this was only, they go to a week after the vote, the referendum vote. And like I said, net migration isn't actually high. So whilst more record numbers of EU migrants have come here, many have left as well, which is why the net figure is pretty much exactly the same as last year. But Colin, what we really have to think about is whether or not people come here, what about the people who are already here? We have seen the net migration target has simply not been effective year on year. People are still in our country, and we have around 330,000 people in terms of net migration. What they are seeing, what they are experiencing post-Brexit is real anxiety and real concern. And that's why I go back to the fact that when the government knows its net migration target has completely failed, why is it pursuing policies that are destroying integration? Right now, more than ever, we need a fair, effective and humane immigration policy. We need to create trust between communities and immigrants, and that cannot be achieved with these policies that are coming into force.
Just hold that thought, because we're just going to take our viewers over to Rome, I think, where Boris Johnson's just been talking, Foreign Secretary. Let's have a listen.
That you do believe in the movement of free people.
Free movement.
Is it there? I'm afraid I said absolutely.
It's not there. OK, let's go back to Saira Grant. Saira, I want to pick up on one thing. It does seem a case of move over Poland, welcome Romania, doesn't it? I think 54,000 of those EU nationals within that 284,000 figure are Romanian nationals. More Romanians are coming to the UK, according to this year of figures, than any other EU country now.
That's right, yes. We have seen that 10% of all immigrants are Romanians. There has been an increase. Polish migrants have been emigrating, as we know, quite consistently. So, yes, things change. As jobs appear and people see an option to come here, they do.
And the National Farmers Union and food producers today have been saying they're worried about EU nationals in particular, who work on the land, doing sometimes jobs that British nationals are unprepared to do or perhaps too expensive to do. And the government says, we were talking to Theresa Villiers a while ago, who says, look, don't worry about it, there'll be visa waiver programmes. We had another Tory MP a little earlier in the day saying much the same thing. There are ways around this to make sure that the farms keep getting the labour that they demand. What do you think?
Well, there are ways around it, but will we actually implement those ways? Look, there's a lot of concern. It's the farmers' unions, it's businesses, it's our social services. There is a significant concern at the moment that we could be jeopardising our own economic well-being. It is critical that the government really listens and implements policies that are in the nation's best interest. And I go back to my point that the policies we have seen year on year and still coming into force are not good immigration policies. They simply are undermining our integration in our society. And if we blindly follow this pursuit of controlling net migration, we could be harming ourselves in terms of our economic well-being as well.
Question to you every time we speak to you, but is there a cap? Is there an upper limit on the number of migrants who can come to the UK?
I really don't think we can put a figure on it.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Okay, your answer hasn't changed. I remember it from the last time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.